Voices from the Field with Katie Lively and Jayden Mount. We have Elsa Morrison with us today. She is a Tennessee softball commit, class of 2025. She's on the 18U USA Women's National Team and the 2023 Tennessee Gatorade Player of the Year. Those are just to name a few of her accolades and accomplishments. So thank you, Elsa, for being here. And we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So just tell us about yourself. Take us on your journey. What made you start playing softball and kind of how it progressed to wanting to play in college?
Okay, so I started playing softball when I was 5 or 6, started really young. And it first started when I was in T-ball, baseball, with my older brother. I started out as a pitcher on the Indiana Mustangs and the Indiana Dreams. And then I turned into a catcher after following my brother's footsteps. And ever since I was 8 or 9, it's turned into being 17 as a catcher and being committed to a college. So it's kind of been a dream come true ever since then. I went to the Women's College World Series when I was 11 or 12, I think. And I got to see LSU play on the field. And it was like ever since that day, it had been my goal to I was looking up to them to be like those athletes, those ladies. So seeing them, and now that goal is a little bit closer in my future now, it's been absolutely insane.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
Awesome. That is awesome. Okay, next question. Who were you influenced most growing up?
Influenced most by my parents?
Influenced most by, who's your most influential person?
I would say probably both of my parents. They've done an incredible job setting an example of what to do as a parent, as my mom, she's a veterinarian, but she's also very involved in me and my brother's lives. My dad's an aerospace engineer, and he's kind of influenced me on what I want to do. I want to do engineering when I'm in school as well. So both of my parents kind of have played such a impactful role in my life, and they've really made the person who I am today.
Wow, family of superstars. That's awesome. Tell us about the balance of your lifestyle. You're a student athlete. You got to get good grades. You got to work out, train, enhance your skills on and off the field, balancing travel ball, balancing school ball. I know you play volleyball. So to tell us about that balance, how do you do it, and how do you still progress on and off the field since you're balancing so much?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's obviously come with a lot of patience and help from a lot of other people in my life, but I've gotten good at it because I started at such a young age. I was traveling to every weekend, Florida, California, Oklahoma, all of these different places in 3rd grade. So, I mean, it started out when I was young, and it was at a competitive level already there. And obviously, grades don't matter as much when you're that young. So it's helped me with organizing skills. I've gotten really good at taking notes, things like that, paying attention in class, so that I can teach myself to learn things now in airports and on planes. And I've gotten good at communicating with my teachers and professors about different things like that. And keeping that open communication line with them has been so helpful.
Yeah, cool.
That's
awesome. It's great to hear.
Yeah, kind of going through your recruiting process. How was your recruiting journey? And if you had a piece of advice that you would want to tell kids that are starting their recruiting journey, what would that be?
My recruiting journey, it was so much fun. I know a lot of people, I was obviously the same way. I was very stressed about it at the beginning. And a month out, I was talking to my coach. I was like, what if I don't get any offers? And I was worried about everything. But, getting into it, you get to meet all of these great people and learn about their stories. And, they're genuine human beings. It's nothing more than just having normal communications with regular people. So, getting to meet their families and their hobbies and meeting all of the players and hearing their journeys and everything was absolutely unreal. So, I mean, I wouldn't change anything that I did, because I think, I gave coaches a timeline of when I want to be committed by. And I think that'd be the biggest thing that I could tell girls who are starting this is have a pre-plan of kind of what you're looking for. And I told coaches I would be ready for my decision by the first weekend of October. And, I committed October 3rd. So it's exactly the timeline that I wanted. And, they were respectful of that, and they understood that it was my timeline and everything with that.
Yeah, I love that. I know with social media nowadays, it's very, very common to get recruited through social media, get seen through social media. How would you tell the class of 2026 that's about to go through this recruiting process? How would you tell them to start on their social media? How do you get noticed by college coaches? How do you really display who you are as a player and as a person on Twitter or X, on Instagram, anything like that? What would you tell them in preparation for that big day, September 1?
Yeah, so I would mainly say just be annoying towards the coaches. You have to
I love
really
it.
bombard them with everything. I think I tagged my, I don't know, probably top 15 schools. Every post that I made, any highlight, any holiday, whatever it was, any post like that, they were getting a notification that I was posting. And after I would post, I would email them and I would send them handwritten letters, little things like that that would just keep my name on their radar. And I don't even know how many times I would tag somebody in a post. They were probably so annoyed by the end of the time where they couldn't talk to me just because I was constant with it. So I mean that would be the biggest thing, is just like be annoying with it. And then there comes a time, like probably 3 months out from September 1st, I stopped tagging everybody so that I could get a feeling of who was still looking at me and who would look at my posts and like my stuff without me tagging them, so I could kind of get an idea of who was on my radar and who I would like want to look at.
I love that. I haven't heard that yet.
Me either.
I love that. Did you come up with that? Did someone tell you? Like, how did you?
No. Yeah, it was just like one of the times I was asking my mom and my dad who, I should tag in a post, and I was just like, okay, well, what if I didn't tag anybody? See what happens. And then when I still got likes from schools I wanted, I was like, okay, well, let's just keep it that way. So I was just constantly seeing.
Yeah, I love that. That's really good advice.
That's a great idea. All right, going into, I know you still have a year left of high school, but going into like your journey at Tennessee, what do you think you're going to bring there?
Well, I'm hoping I can be kind of like a funny body on the team. I I don't know, I've gotten a lot more extroverted in these past couple of years since I moved. So I feel like I can be a little bit light for, especially as a freshman. I hope I can come in and not be off to the side and kind of scared in a group. I can kind of socialize towards everybody. Engineering will be tough, but I think it'll be good. It'll bring a little bit of diversity on the academic side towards what everybody's doing. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah. That's awesome. Everybody needs a fun, just lighthearted, crack a joke every now and then kind of teammate for sure. I love that. And then what are you most excited for at Tennessee?
The culture there is absolutely unreal. The idea that they have such support for women athletics there, and they have such a huge team culture, like the vol walk and everything like that before football games, basketball games, all of that is so unreal that you don't see other places. And then they have the Summit Blue for Pat Summit and all of the Lady Vol legacy in that sense. I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
That is really cool. That's awesome. Pat Summit, the blue, I love all that. That whole backstory is just, it's so cool. It's very unique. You can't really find that anywhere else. Okay, so we're done with the questions. We're just going to do a couple of fun little games. We're going to do a this or that game and then a hot seat question game. Jayden, do you want to do this or that?
Yeah, you can go right into it. All right, so there's like 8 or 9 questions. They're just quick questions. So indoor versus outdoor workout, which one would you rather do?
Outdoor.
Outdoor. Batting gloves or no gloves?
Batting gloves, for sure.
Absolutely. Conditioning or weightlifting? Weightlifting. Visor or headband?
Visor.
Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade.
What a coincidence, huh? Playing in cold or playing in heat?
Playing in cold.
Oh, okay.
That's a new one. That's the first one I've heard.
Yes. Day game or night game?
Night game.
And then what is your favorite uniform combo that Tennessee wears?
I like their all pins. Pins on pins. Yeah, I think those are clean.
Love pins. Yes, for sure.
Okay, and then I just got a couple hot seat questions for you. So what is your go-to pump-up song or pregame ritual that gets you in the zone for a big game?
So I always wear a Nike belt, and I put it on upside down. That's always... That's always been my go-to. I just have an upside down swoosh.
There you go. Hey, whatever works. And Tennessee is Nike, right?
They are, but they wear a different belt. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna like dry erase
Like,
something
Sharpie
on
it
there.
on.
Yeah, I was gonna say draw one on and then wear it upside down. That'd be funny. If you could change one rule in softball to make the game better, or add a rule or take away a rule, what would it be and why?
Oh, I don't know. I would take away the pitch clock. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a new one. That
Yeah.
was kind of in the international challenge. You had to keep a foot in the box and you only had 10 seconds to get in. I've got a
Wow.
whole routine that I had to discard during that
Yeah.
because it takes me 20 seconds to do everything before my at bat. So
Right.
I just figured that out.
Yeah, no, that's a real one for sure. You got to get your routine in, and it's gotten crazy the time that you have between pitches. So that's a good one. What's the most embarrassing moment you've had on the softball field?
I don't know if this is the most embarrassing, but it was pretty bad. It was this past weekend in Colorado. I hit a home run and I couldn't find second base. So I stopped and I had to ask the second baseman and she had to point it out to me.
That is a good one. That's a really good one. At least hey, sportsmanship. She helped you find second base.
Yeah,
I
for
guess
sure.
that's
I
nice.
was laughed at the whole rest of the game by the umpires, but
That is funny. That's a good one. I haven't heard something like that before either. That's awesome. What is your favorite post-game snack or meal?
I like noodles. A noodle and
Noodles.
what my favorite's probably like a Alfredo with salmon on top. Salmon's my favorite
Oh,
fish, so that's
yeah.
always like my go-to at
Yeah.
restaurants wherever we go. Good.
That sounds really good. I could go for some Alfredo right now too. That sounds awesome. And then what's your most unexpected skill or hobby that you have outside of softball?
I can juggle
Okay.
and I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue.
There you go. So you got two.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's good stuff right there. Can you only juggle three? How many things can you juggle at one time?
3 with 2 or 2 with 1 hand. Just
Wow.
like the
Nice.
nothing crazy. I'm trying to get
That's
4, but it's not working well right now.
That's impressive. That's more than what I can do. I can definitely say that. And then last question, and we'll let you go. If you could invite 3 softball players, like present or past, to a night of conversation, what players would you invite and what would you want to talk about?
It's a good one. Trying to think of, so like I would love to talk with Kat Osterman, but she's my coach,
Yeah.
so I already talked with her. So I'm trying to. I think Jenny Finch would be great.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like these pitchers, like Monica Abbott, Jenny Finch, Kat, all of these like amazing
Yeah.
pitchers would be huge to talk to, their experiences. I would really like to talk with Sis Bates, just have a full-on conversation with her. I feel like that would be great. Jocelyn Allo, just all of her
Yeah.
success. That'd be pretty cool. I
Yeah.
don't know, just talk about their experiences and, you know, how they got through it all, whatever,
Yeah.
because, you know, they have huge success, so you want their tips and tricks on it, everything, right?
Right. Yeah, I'd love to jump in on that conversation too, for sure, if I could. That sounds awesome. Well, thank you, Elsa, for getting on the call with us. We hope it was nice and short, but we really enjoyed getting to know you. Can't wait to see what you do this year. And at Tennessee, I know you mentioned that you watched LSU softball, the World Series, and that kind of got you into wanting to play. And I know that you'll be that same role model for younger kids when you're there. So we're excited to see what is next for you. Good luck the rest of the summer, into the fall with volleyball, with softball, all the things. And we just, we appreciate you jumping on the call with us.
Thank you for talking with me.